what is happening on the street of YouTube?
I wanna flex my love. I wanna impress.
Australians, welcome to my channel. Like, I literally posted my first impression about Australia 1 week after I arrived, and that video, as I'm making this content, is over the roof. Okay, I'm having like 20,000 plus views in 6 days, which is very rare for my YouTube channel. So thank you, Australia, for the love. Like, you people are all over my comments, and I'm like, excuse me, what's happening? What's happening? Like, the messages are just popping up. I love you all so much. I love you. And now I am going to be telling you my culture shocks here in Sydney. Okay, see, some things, even though I'm coming from the UK and you think that it's first world country, there shouldn't be a lot of culture shock. I'm sorry, I'm going to shock you. I had some culture shocks. Very first culture shock that I noticed straight out of the airport, it was honk. The drivers are not patient. Okay, see, don't get me wrong, I love Australia. I don't think I want to trade this experience for anything. I don't think I want to leave Australia any moment from now. But the drivers are just so impatient. Okay, back in the UK, if you hear a honk, just know it is life-threatening. Okay, but here I'm getting used to it. Even while I was in the car park, someone was just driving and he wanted to call the person that was outside, and the person just honked, and I was like, is there no rule to tell people not to honk in this country? If you're Australian, let me know if there is any rule like that, because I find it really shocking to be hearing honk here and there. Or maybe because I'm in Sydney. Okay, Sydney is one of the most popular cities. Probably that is why. It might be different in the countryside or in some other suburb or some other state. But let me know if it's the same where you live. And yeah, I just find it a bit weird. Okay, yeah. Second culture shock that I have seen here is I had to pay an extra 15% of what I spent during a holiday in a restaurant. So I don't know. I don't think I've ever gone out in the UK and have to pay extra because it's a holiday. I don't even think I've ever gone out during holidays in the UK. I'm always at work. I always pick up agency shifts. Oh God. But here I was off on a holiday, and I actually went to eat outside just to treat myself right. And when I got there, they told me that you have to pay 15% surcharge because it's holiday, and I'm like, what? Yeah, I find that a bit weird. And then the customer service explained to me that it is because they want staff to work during holiday and they have to pay them more during holiday, which does make sense anyway. So yeah, that's not too bad, but it did come as a huge shock to me. And I'm like, please remind me not to go out during any holiday again. I'm not going out to eat again outside. Whenever it's holiday, I stay at home. But yeah, the third culture shock that I experienced here in Australia, especially in Sydney, is there are flies, like literally flies. Look, I know I made my research, but sometimes nothing ever prepares you for the actual reality. Experiencing the flies a few weeks ago, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, was something I was never prepared for. Like literally, I would be walking on the street and the flies would just be coming on my face, and I'm like, did I apply something that is attracting them? What is happening? And then you know what, I had to go on TikTok, and I was just scrolling one day and I saw people actually complaining about the flies. Now,
the Great Aussie Wave on show as people fend off swarms of flies.
like, okay, I'm not alone in this fly thing. Maybe it's just a situation. They also announced it on the news about the excess flies in Sydney area. So yeah, I was like, okay, I am in Australia, I have to learn that everything in Australia is out to kill me. So yeah, and that also brings me to the beds. Oh my God, why are the beds so loud in this country? Like literally, they are like parrots. Like when they talk or whenever they make their noise, it feels like I'm hearing a baby cry or I'm hearing the parrot talk. Like, it's just so loud, and I'm like, stop it. Even sometimes one of them would just come to my balcony, and I'm like, excuse me, can you leave my window? Leave my window, please.
Madam, can you leave my video? Leave my video. Thank you.
But But anyway, see, I already know about the wildlife in Australia and I'm here for it, okay? I'm okay. Flies do not kill, birds do not kill, except the ones in Australia probably. But yeah, I'm having fun learning all these things and living the day as it comes. No complaint whatsoever. But yeah, these things are still coming as a shock to me. Another culture shock that I had coming into Australia was the air. It is very, very warm, okay, and I actually did fall sick for like 3-4 days after arriving, and that is because the air is very, very warm. But right now I'm okay, like I don't even feel any different, probably because I'm already used to it. But if you're just coming in, you might find the air a bit warm and you might fall sick. I don't know, depending on your body system, your immune system, but I did fall sick because of the warm air. I was just having like this unease breathing in and breathing out, but after a few days it did subside, so that's not too bad. But it also come as a shock to me. I'm like, I thought it would be like the same weather with Nigeria and I wouldn't feel it, but even the fact that I'm coming from Nigeria to Australia, I did feel that the air was very, very warm and it was just a bit harsh on me for the first few weeks. Rent is paid weekly or bi-weekly. Look, hang on, I am not used to this, okay? I am not used to this. Coming from Nigeria, we will pay our rent every year, okay? Coming from the UK, we would pay our rent every month. But here, why am I paying rent every week or every 2 weeks? When my landlord, we are paying our rent every 2 weeks. But it's weird. It's still like a shock to me, like that every 2 weeks, a huge sum of money comes out of my account. I'm like, oh my God. But you know what? The good thing is you get paid every 2 weeks as well. Like, that's the normal here. So you would really feel it because anyways, you're getting your paycheck and you just take out your rent for that period. So yeah. Delivery of items takes a long time. Hang on. Be ready. If you are someone that loves online shopping, I tell you what, make sure you leave longer days for your delivery to arrive because it takes a long time for delivery to come. I did order something from Shein and I only got it a few days ago after how many days? But in the UK, you get your delivery like almost like next day delivery, 2 days at most, 3 days. But here, I don't know, probably it's just the things I've ordered or because I don't really know the system that much. But I just find it a bit shocking because delivery takes time, and that is because the land space here is huge. Like there's so much land here, okay? Even when I ordered for my bank card, it took me more than a week for me to get my bank card, okay? In the UK, I got my card like 3 days or even 2 days. I think I can't remember the exact figure, but I'm very sure it didn't stay up to a week before I got my bank card. But here it does take a while, which I find a bit like, what is happening? But the truth is, you get used to these things, so nothing to put you off, just for you to be more prepared, especially if you're coming from the UK. You might find it a bit so just get ready, okay? Get ready to be shocked and be shocked. Australia is multicultural. See, I read this online all the time, but like I said previously, nothing prepares you for the actual reality. You turn your left, you see Indians. You turn your right, you see Filipinos. You turn loads of immigrants here. So you might just see someone that has been here for a long time, but they are not actually from here. But yeah, Australia is very multicultural. I don't know about other parts of Australia, but I'm very sure of this area. I stay in Sydney. You just turn left, turn right. You see, even at work, like they are just people from different sphere of life, and I love it because you get to learn about people's culture. You get to learn about people's lifestyle from different sphere of life. I mean, it's just an avenue for you to learn, and that's what they tell you about traveling. Traveling is a learning process. You get to learn about new people, and I'm just like, you would not tell me that Australia is this much. Like a few days ago, I saw someone from Lesotho. My cab driver is from Liberia. Like you just see people from different African countries, different Asian countries, different countries. Like it's just so sweet. You have something to learn from someone every day, okay? So yes, Australia is very much cultural, and that brings me to the other part to say that they are very friendly, and that's not a shock to me because I already know about that, okay? The next culture shock that I have experienced coming into Australia is they are very, very particular about work-life balance. Okay, see, the UK has amazing work-life balance, don't get me wrong, but the one in Australia is on another level, on another level. Look, tell me why my first day at work they're already showing me beaches I should visit. They're already telling me about the best work I can have. They're telling me about what to do in the city. Like, literally, that is like, they are so concerned about work-life balance. And also for nurses, you will barely see 12-hour shifts, which comes as a shock to me. Not really, because I already know before coming, but coming here to find out that it's very rare to see nurses have 12-hour shifts. The most you can have is 10 hours. And I think if you work in the emergency department, you might be able to do 12. But really, most of the times they tell you 8 hours, 6 hours, 10 hours. Long hours like 12 hours is not really a thing here. So yeah, they want you to relax when you get back home. They want you to be really focused. They just want all your time to be at work, and then when you go home, you have your time for family as well. The work-life balance is just amazing, guys. It's another culture shock I got was when I went to view houses. Tell me why I had 20 people at the same time viewing the house. Why? In the UK, it is always one person at a time. Look, if I book a viewing in the UK, I am the only one viewing that property at that time, and I don't even know the next person coming to view. I don't know my competitors. But here in Australia, you walk into a house viewing, you are seeing 20 other candidates, you will just lose hope. And I'm like, really? The very first time I saw it, I was like, what's going on? What's happening? What's going on here? All of you want this house? I feel like I've just lost hope. So yeah, it is like a shock to me. I don't know how people do it, but no, it did come as a shock to me. Okay, yeah, with all this being said, I am adjusting very well. This is life. You come to a new place, you have to adjust to their own environment, and you get to learn new things. I don't have any complaints. I am loving the process, and you can tell I'm so happy to be here, okay, regardless of all these shocks that I'm having. But yeah, let me know which culture shock you experienced when you came into Australia, especially if you're in Sydney. Let me know as well. Another culture shock I experienced here in Australia is that when you press the button for pedestrian crossing, the noise to tell you to go ahead is so loud. It is so loud, and it takes like till you cross, you finish the crossing. In the UK, when you press it and it goes ding 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 ding, it stops. But here it goes on and on and on and on until everyone crosses the road. I found it a bit weird. I was like, what? This is so loud, one, and two, it stays until everyone is off the road. I mean, it's for our safety, but I was like, what is happening? And another thing that came as a shock to me is the fact that if you press the button to cross the road, you would wait a long time. Hey, God. I feel like they don't place priority on pedestrian as much as it is in the UK. In the UK, if I press a button to cross a road, I am almost 2 seconds sure that that button is going to go red for the drivers and green for me to walk past the road, okay? But here in Australia, I'm sorry to disappoint you. When you press that button to cross the road, you might wait even up to 1 minute or 2 minutes, which I found like, excuse me, I'm under the sun and you are inside your car and you want me to wait. Can you hear the honk? Can you hear the honk? Someone is honking just outside my house. You have to wait for 1-2 minutes. I have to wait for 1-2 minutes under the sun, and someone probably inside his aircon is enjoying and passing and passing and passing while I have to stand under the sunshine. Guys, they should just tell me that they need me to go and buy a car. It's not for the weak, especially with this hot sun, okay? So yes, I just noticed that about Australia, and I'm like, excuse me, what's going on? Another culture shock I experienced right after arriving in Sydney was when you apply for a SIM card, it did come as a shock to me that I have to register for the SIM card, and then I have to wait a few hours. Like, I think I waited for like 4 hours before I was given a phone number, because you cannot just buy a phone number. The company has to send you the number, and I think whichever they send to you, you have to accept it, or you have one option to change to, like you have another number to select from, which I find a bit weird, because what if I don't like the number? I can only change it once, a bit twice. Excuse me, no. I like when I go to the store, I see numbers and I choose the one that is easier for me, but it's not like that here in Australia. I don't know for other phone companies, but I'm speaking for Telstra, because I did get Telstra. People have always recommended that Telstra is the strongest in Australia, so that's the one I got. But yeah, it did come as a shock to me, and I'm like, what's happening? Okay, what is happening? And also what I noticed is most of the things they need you to go to the physical store. To driver's license, I needed to go to the physical store. They have something called the service. Like, I'm in New South Wales, so the New South Wales service, I had to go there to register my photo card. Like, things in the UK you can easily get it by registering online, but here most of the things you have to go to the physical store, especially if you are new to the country, okay, which I find a bit yeah. I'm gonna see you guys in my next video. Hopefully, if you have not subscribed, you do so now. Please don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends as well, especially to those people coming into Australia anytime soon, so that they don't be as shocked as I was or as I am, because some of the things I'm still like but yeah, I'm gonna see you guys later. Bye.